All right, people, welcome to the match reaction. Uh, Crystal Palace nil, Sunderland nil. Let us know what you think about the game. Get involved in the show. We'll we'll get you on. I think we can do that. We might see a special back of the nest. A stalwart from the back of the nest a little bit later. But let's get started. Give me your thoughts. Like what did you think? I'm going to give you a couple of talking points. Jeremy Pino and Standout Uch both appeared in this game. What did you make of those appearances? I'll tell you what I thought. I thought that Pino looked like a man who was desperate to make an impact. And he looked good in some situations. And he also looked terrible. He looked both. And you know what? That's fine. I'm fine with that. It is his talent is absolutely obvious to me. Some positives from him: getting into space, his running, gets stuck in, looked very good in those. He has the attributes. You can tell why the manager will like this player and why he will play him. He will play him. And I don't think he's going to come down too hard on him. But let's talk about the things that weren't so great. Very out of sync. It's very obvious he's new to the team, right? Like missed passes late on in the second half. He gets a little too cutesy and he tries to put a pass back. I think it was to Mark, and he gives it right away. I mean, just creates an opportunity for Sunderland. That wasn't great. He misses an open net. It was so close. There were many opportunities to win the match. That was the clearest chance of the game, and it was wide open. And he misses it by a hair. So, yeah, I think he's quality. I think he's absolutely quality. You could see why Palace bought him, because his movement, his energy, what he wants to do. And when he does, especially when he was on the left, he was getting into positions and he was trying to play 1-2s. He was trying to put the ball into the space so Mitchell could run around and put in a cross. I have to say, I really thought he was excellent. And there he is. Patrick, how are you?
Tim, how are you?
I'm well, man. How are you? What'd you think? We were talking about Pino. What was your feeling watching Jeremy Pino today?
I thought he was pressing. I think he tried a little bit too hard today. It was clear he was trying too hard. I thought he got into positions that were effective. He was getting into the little pockets, but his passing was off. He had a great opportunity. You mentioned the one-on-one. He has to score that chance. It's a great
he does. Yep.
To do something. Again, it's tough. It's tough to Spanish football and English football are not the same. It's more physical in England. He's going to have to get used to that. But it was an interesting debut for him again. I think he could have done better, but it is what it is. I thought Uche, in comparison, obviously didn't start, came on late. I thought he was very active, linked up well with Mitchell and Gahey on that left-hand side, putting a great cross, had a great shot, could have been a penalty. So, a tale of two debuts as far as home debuts. But I thought, again, I'll take the point. Listen, Sunderland are very good, and I'll give the man of the match already to the goalkeeper. I thought Ralph was brilliant for them today. He's made some great saves.
Yeah, he really did. Just to build on what you said about Standout Uch, I think Mateta's going to like playing with him. He's a big physical player, getting into space. He didn't look intimidated by the situation, and I have to say, probably my favorite moment, Patrick, is he gets the ball up on the left, and he just held off Xhaka, and he baited Xhaka into doing Xhaka things, and he gets the free kick out of it. That's a good sign, like a player like that that can use his physicality, which we're going to need, right? So I am I was very pleased by his debut, but I want a quick word on Kamada and your thought. There've been a couple of stories over the past few seasons where a player that we just weren't sure about suddenly becomes a player we can absolutely depend on. I thought Kamada was not sensational is too strong a word, but I thought he had a good game.
Yeah. But I'm not sure if we're doing the play rating tomorrow because we couldn't see the game. We'll see what happens later on. But as far as man of the match for me, it has to be Kamada. I thought he was good in the 10. I actually wish he'd played on the other side, on the right, not the left. But when he went to midfield, he was so good. Very creative. It's funny when you don't have, I gotta say it now, you don't have Eze and you don't have Wharton, you lack creative outlets. And I think Kamada is one of the few players that we still have there that's creative. I really like Lerma and Hughes, but they're not creative enough for me, especially in the middle. But when Kamada's in there, he looked for that pass. He had that shot that was blocked.
Right.
Actually, it's actually a really good save by the keeper again. Rouse was so good today. The
save
he made on Mateta, the one on Kamada. But no, I thought Kamada, and I was hoping that he would make that sub. The manager, he'd put Kamada in midfield because again, Lerma was trying to do stuff, making long passes he really can't make. And I thought that we were lacking that creative ability there. I thought again, because Pino's a little bit off of it today, and he's definitely going to be a creative spot. Don't get me wrong, he'll be very good. But I thought that Kamada, especially Century, was very good today. That second half was very good.
I mean, the pass. Oh my Lord! I mean, that was Wharton-esque. That pass to free up Pino. That was really. I mean, I think this Palace team will be at its best when Daichi Kamada and Adam Wharton are both healthy and playing in the middle. Boy, that's an exciting combination. Those two, and apparently we may have them back in time for Liverpool, but not this next week, and certainly not for Millwall. Let's talk about their keeper. I mean, quickly, absolutely stood on his head today. 6 saves. Made 6 saves and some very high quality saves. He doesn't even know he's making a save. Let's be fair. When Mateta comes in and puts that ball in, I mean, he doesn't know anything about it. He gets it on the shoulder, and fair enough, fair play for being in that position. But 6 high quality saves, I would say. But just some stats for you, Patrick. 14 shots for Palace, 6 on target. Sunderland, 6 shots, none on target.
None on target, yeah.
Yep. 8 chances created, 6 for Sunderland. 5 corners, 3 for Sunderland. And the 6 saves, and Dino didn't have to make a save. I mean, if he isn't at that level, we win that match 2-0, maybe, you think? At least?
At least. I mean, definitely the, I think, Mateta, I won't even forget the Pino one because it was let's just say it was early in the match, it was 1-on-1. But Mateta, how he makes that save, I don't know how he makes that save. Reflected off of his shoulder. And then the Kamada save was an excellent save too.
Yep.
So, and then there was a block on a Pino shot. There was a block on the Uche shot. So, yeah, there were, but he stood on his head today. I mean, again, you talk about comparison. That was I think that was the 3rd clean sheet for Henderson. Didn't have to make a save today. He never had an easier game. He had nothing to do today. It was amazing. So yeah,
it was amazing. And in fact, I'm glad you brought that up because this is the other stat. There are 2 teams in the Premier League as of this moment that have played 4 matches and have had 3 clean sheets in those matches. Crystal Palace is one. The other one is, do you know? Probably no.
Clean sheets, I guess Arsenal because they get clean sheets all the time. Yeah,
that's it. It's those 2. Those Arsenal. I mean, that's incredible. But to be fair, I loathe to really kill Sunderland for this, but I do think we need to call it out. Man, did they played a game of rolling on the ground, delaying the play as much as they could. They played very physical. And you know what? It's very frustrating for the players, but I kind of get it. Like, you're trying to stay up and you have to do whatever it is you want to do. But how much did that frustrate you, or are you just like, this is just what we should expect?
What you'd expect. I don't really. Yeah, it's just football. I thought the referee was weird today. I thought he did like use the whistle, but nah, you expect that, especially from a team that just got promoted and looking for get a point at any moment. But I'm distracted. I'm sorry, I'm distracted by Anthony Wright in the chat, and that's why I don't like doing live shows, because he made a comment about. I'm gonna put it up, Mateta, about here. Anthony, you
Oh,
can have your opinion.
Please comment on this.
Yeah, you can have your opinion, Anthony, but I don't know what you're watching. He scored against Fredrikstad. He scored in the Community Shield, and he scored against Villa. Villa. Because he got the yellow card for the kicking the flag. I'm not sure what else they want him to do. He doesn't get a lot of service. He doesn't have Eze anymore. Today he didn't have Salt, or he didn't have any of his regular guys that play. I don't know what you want him to do. I thought he's run fine. Today he just got no service, and he should have scored, but we just said Ralph made a great save. Again, that's just a strange comment to make about a player. I don't know how you're going to pick on Mateta not playing well today. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm distracted. I'm sorry. I just had to. Let me close the chat, because I can't do this. I can't do this whole show.
Fair enough. I'll bring some comments in if we've got them. But no, let me follow up on that, Patrick, because I fully agree with that. I think JP has been very solid, and he had a great preseason. He's been good. He leads the line incredibly well. And let's be clear here. If JP doesn't take up space and batter center backs the way that he does, our attack does not work. It goes through that guy. And I think today JP got a little bit on, like you're mentioning, like the ref was a little bit weird. He gave JP absolutely nothing. He was getting manhandled throughout the game. Now, look, I'm not going to kill the referee for this, because sometimes it happens and the ref wants to see the players play. And JP went down a few times and he gave him absolutely nothing. He made it very clear. I mean, I guess I'll give the ref. I didn't think the ref had a good game. I'll give him credit in just this one area. He was real consistent with JP. He just wasn't going to give him anything.
Yeah.
He wanted that battle with the back line to be physical, and he let Sunderland keep that up. And they did. Like, he came in to take the ball, and they just were shoving him in the back, pushing him over, kicking him. So just nothing was going through JP today. And he still found an opportunity to get in on goal and put in a shot that I thought was going in, and it goes off the keeper's shoulder. So, go ahead.
So stat-wise, he had the least amount of touches of anyone that played 90 minutes. He had 31 touches, but he had 10 of 11 accurate passes. So he misplaced only one pass, and he had 2 shots, both were on target. And again, Ralph made a brilliant save on one of those. So, I mean, he was very good defensively. I don't know what else he could have done today. He didn't get a lot of service. I mean, a couple of times Pino tried to find him and just gave, those balls that were too long. Deveni tried once or twice. Kamada did. He just didn't get any service. But again, the 2 times he got shots on, he, again, Evan knows football. He held the ball up really well today. It was a lot of rain also. I mean, I wasn't there, but you could tell it was peeing down with rain today. It was really tough conditions. I thought JP worked really hard. And I'll tell you, again, the commentator said of that Sunderland side, only 2 of them were in the side from last season. That's a very good side that Labrie has built. I mean,
Labrie has done an incredible coaching job.
And they're a very physical side. They're very Siddiqui. Xhaka was physical. They're a physical side. I thought JP worked really hard today.
I thought so too. And I just to follow up on this, Evan, it could have been maybe slightly better, but this is my point about the consistent fouling. I mean, how are you going to hold up the play when they are battering you and the ref just isn't giving you anything? But I still think he did fine. And there were plenty of moments, like when he did get the ball to feet, he does what JP does, and he gets it back out wide, and he's moving the ball. But yeah, it was a hard game for him, but he didn't back away from it. I mean, and this is why we love him. He's an incredible. He's so important to the side. Before we start bringing some folks on here, let's talk about where we are and the subs. So 6 points now, Patrick. 6 points out of 4 games.
Right.
Decent return. 8th in the league going into the afternoon games. I mean, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about this start?
I'm still very happy. I mean, of those, we played 4 matches,
4
3
matches,
clean sheets, 3 clean sheets in the Premier League. We've played again, not including today. Chelsea were top 6 side last year, so were Forest, or the top 8 side, and so were Chelsea, Forest. Oh, and Villa, obviously, 2 weeks ago. So no, it's a good start. I'm really happy with the clean sheets. Again, my only issue is going to be how we're going to have the front 3 connect and gel, and that's going to take time. I think Pino has.
And this is Mary's point that you're speaking right to what she's saying here.
Right. I mean, Glenn Murray during the whole con was talking about how having Eze, Mateta, and Sarr play together for so long was one of the keys to how well we were doing attacking. Now,
That's
one of those. 2 of those 3 weren't there today. Sarr will be back at some point. But once you have Sarr back and Pino, then you have people like Uche to come on. You have Kamada in midfield, like you mentioned before, Devaney to come on, hopefully Esse. No, I'm very happy with the start. Again, I think that any good side, and also being the perfect example, are built on defensive solidity. And the fact that we've got that many clean sheets already, again, only 1 match you could see the goals in. That was the Forest 1-1. You can't complain about that start. Again, he's going to take time to gel. It would be nice if he had time over the last break to have everyone in. But he even mentioned during the press conference yesterday how Uche and Convo, and obviously Richards and Kamada and Munoz Loma just got back. They had like half a day of training. So once it's gelling, if we were not winning, if we were losing games, I'd be 1-0, I'd be upset. But no, I'm happy with the start. Today was a little frustrating because Sunderland, the newly promoted side, but they got 7 points already, and they're gonna fight to stay up. They've got a lot of new players, a lot of talented players, a very good manager. They set up well today, and I thought it was we could have won the game. Even again, I'm looking at the highlight thing here. Uche had a great chance to win that game. Kamada had a great chance to win that game. They had no shots on target. The goal had Henderson nothing to do. So no, I'm happy. It makes the extra big game a little bit bigger, the West Ham game, because now you want to kind of beat West Ham. Not again. I would have taken a point next week and a win today, but now you got to kind of have to go for the win. But no, I think the start has been very, very good. So I'm not concerned or worried at all.
I'm not either. I think Glasner has done a fantastic job, and I want to quickly reference his press conference from yesterday. Did you watch it, Patrick?
At least twice, yeah.
I thought it was. I just couldn't love this manager more, Patrick. I don't know if I don't know if he could do anything that would make me love him more. I mean, more trophies, I guess, but like he's just so sound. He immediately cuts down all of the awful negative reports from the transfer window. He never threatened to quit. He had a good conversation with Mark. Everybody's happy. Mark is back as the captain. He gave some props to the chairman, revealed the conversation they had. It's just like, it was so calming, Patrick. It was just like, I love this guy. He's absolutely in command, and he knows what he needs to say in order to bring the temperature down. He does it, and then he moves on. Yeah. I just couldn't love him more. Tell me your thoughts after. Obviously, you watched it twice, so you must have liked it.
No, you nailed it. I mean, in the past, a lot of our ex-managers, I refused to watch their press conferences. They were dour, they were boring. They said the same thing over and over again.
Yeah,
you hit on the key points. But what I'm most amazed at is that English is his second language. So a lot of times he'll turn to the person next to him to get like phrases.
Right,
but he always says the right thing. Like the comment he made about his wife and Parrish made me laugh about he speaks his wife. Parrish wanted his wife is whatever. I mean, stuff like that. Like he just gets it. And you're right. He immediately because you knew the first question was going to be about Mark Gahey. He immediately said, "No, I didn't threaten to quit. I spoke to Mark. Mark is fine. Mark signed the contract. He's going to honor his contract. They all tried to get him on his signing contract. He said, it's not about me right now. It's about, the team, etc. He talked about, the new signings. I mean, no, everything he says is always on point. And again, for a person that's, that doesn't speak English as his first language, he always knows the right thing to say, how to say it. It comes across right. If he misspeaks, he'll turn to the person next to him and get like the right words for what he's really trying to say. But he really misspeaks. No, he's a great speaker. Again, what I like about him is, forget the football side of him, which I really like. I like the person that he is, the honesty, the forthrightness about him. He's just a good person. I mean, again, the fact that someone put out in the press that he's threatened to quit and he immediately said it's not true is it's really sad that someone in the press put that out there in the first place. But things that were going to come out. But no. Listen, I'm going to miss him when he's gone because, again, it's not just him as a manager, which has been great, the greatest manager we've ever had, but as a person, you can tell that, like I said, he gets Palace. He gets what it is to the manager in the Premier League. He's great.
Yeah, I think he is too. All right, Patrick, Louis sent me a link, but I think it was the link for me to come in here. Is that the same link we used to invite people on?
I can post it. Give me 1 second. I'll post it.
All right, please do that. But yeah, get your questions in here. We'll take some other ones on here. Yeah, and I agree, Trey. I think that the chat's just a little too harsh on JP here. By the way, look at the training video. If you haven't had a chance yet, watch the training video and watch, just JP's so valuable for this club. My goodness. I don't even know. I'm going to be so sad when JP is gone. I just love that man so much. And I think it's one of the best things. Also, another plug, if you don't have Palace TV Plus yet, not sure if you had a chance to see it. I got up early, Patrick, and I watched the under-18s absolutely smoke Ipswich. They smoked them. Yeah.
I watched it.
I mean, to be fair to Ipswich, though, this is their first season as a Category 1 academy, so they were outclassed. But boy, that under-18 team is there are some players in there to watch for sure.
Yeah, the new manager's done a great job. Their 8-0 wins have come against both Birmingham and Ipswich, are new to the Category 1. But I will say that I like the style of play. But I'm going to judge them on the Youth Cup because, to me, the Youth Cup is always the thing that I look at as far as like how far have you really progressed as a Category 1 academy. And we always get knocked out in the third round or the round after that. So we can have a good cup run. I'd be very impressed. So that's what I'm looking forward to. But right now, as far as the season, they're averaging like 5.5 goals a match, which is mad. I mean, it is
utterly ridiculous.
Casey's off to a great start. Some of those players are so good. I love Danaher in the center of that midfield. I mean, the attacking Martin. They got so many attacking players.
I'll tell you what,
Duro, they're ridiculous going forward.
Stuart Duro is outrageous.
They've got a good little team, yeah.
I do love Jasper Judd. I got a real soft spot for that kid. He's fantastic, and I think Charlie Walker-Smith, depending upon what happens with center backs over the next 4 seasons, that's a kid to keep an eye on. Charlie Walker-Smith is quite good. All right, should we bring maybe bring Patrick on here?
Sure.
All right, let's see. Patrick, what's going on?
Can't complain. I mean, I would have liked to win today, but I mean, when you have a goaltender that's a brick wall, what can you do? He's making saves with his head, his ankles, his ass. Pardon the expression, and he doesn't even know he's making them. So bad luck. Sometimes that happens, but there's a lot of good things to see. My favorite part of the game, and really didn't to see Devaney and is it Uche?
Uche, yep.
And both of them in the box, knocking Sunderland players off with Will Hughes. It's like, okay, I know the game's not rugby, but I mean, they're people that they will take your ankles out. And that was like, and it was funny because Uche, you could tell he's still raw, but that simple pass he made to me was just step over, just put it in the middle where it should be. I mean, it's simple. And I think a lot of our passes there, they were trying to be a little too fancy, because if we could have just broke through, we could have won this 2-3 to nothing. I'll give Sunderland Sunderland's defenders credit. They blocked everything they could possibly do. So I wish them luck to stay up. But on Pino, it looked like he was a little rushing some things. But I mean, if that game he played today was his worst, then we have a lot to look forward to. And he was more of an assist man. I watch a ton of La Liga because most people know I like Real Madrid. But to see, he's more of an assist guy. But man, he was going for net a few times today. And with he's going to have the best manager he's had coaching him. So through the year, he's gonna come up big for us, I think. And I was
shots fired at Unai Emery there, by the way.
Oh well.
Good point. He did have Emery at Villarreal. Great point.
I like Unai Emery. He was great at Sevilla. He's doing good at Villa.
I'm not killing you for it, Patrick. I'm just saying. My
opinion. Glasner is going to have a top job in the world eventually. But yeah, I just think new front three. Excuse me. I need practice time on the pitch. I mean, I think good things are still coming. And for all the heat I give Steve Parrish, and by the way, that'll never end. Whoever did the recruiting on the players that we did get, they hit a home run. I mean, I know it's early, but Uche just looks like a man. You're not. I mean, he posted Granit Xhaka up in the post if it was a basketball game. I mean, he's tugging on his shirt. I mean, that's not. I mean, he's pissing Granit Xhaka off, and that's not easy to do. Usually, he gets under your skin. They just stopped after that. After that moment, they just packed it in the box and prayed for the whistle. But it was. I thought it was an entertaining game. I mean, I look forward to seeing some things. I mean, hopefully they can get healthy. I mean, and that was I think was it a press conference yesterday? He said that Sarr, Wharton, and Nketiah could be back by the
Liverpool
game?
Yeah, by Liverpool, yes.
Hello?
Yes, by Liverpool.
Okay.
Yeah, by Liverpool.
Sorry, you guys froze for a minute. Yeah, I mean that's a bench and two starters right there. I mean that just makes our team that much better. So I mean I know people are going to be mad and they can't. Oh, they should have won today. No, I mean look, these games after the international break, anything can go.
Tough.
It's always tough.
Yeah. And so I guess that's really, it's for a change for me. That's really all I have to say. I'd give other people a chance on here, but that was I like it. I like being eighth. I just a lot of good things, and I'm looking at West Ham not really playing good right now. So I think we can get all three there. Give more time on the practice pitch, get some of these new guys playing against Millwall, and get some minutes under their belt, and let's see what we can do from there.
I appreciate
Patrick. Actually, before you go, what do you think about Millwall as far as you said changes? What would you do as far as lineup changes from today? Anything?
I wouldn't play Gahey because let the guy rest. If you could maybe even rest another defender, because if you got the guts to start the 19-year-old, I can't pronounce his name. I'm not even going to try. Let him.
Campbell.
Yeah. Okay. Let him play. Let Lerma play in the back three. Let's see. I would like to get Uche 90 minutes or at least 70 minutes under his belt. I think he's going to be making a case to start soon, as long as Sarr's out. But real quick, I wanted to, before I go now, remember my main point. Kamada, I think he was okay at the 10, but playing in midfield was a lot better, and I think that's his best position now. Now, I get why they didn't start him there, because Sunderland's midfield is pretty physical. So you want the most physical midfield you have. But then the shift him in the second half opened everything up. But I would like to see Kamada starting the midfield going forward, even when Wharton comes back. Now and it's more matchup based, like against an Everton or somebody like that. You want the more physical Hughes in, etc. But I look forward. But as for Millwall, just let the two new players, and if you could you can't play Gahey. You got to rest him, like my God, and hopefully another defender as well. I don't know if he wants to mess up the competitive balance, but because we got a lot of games coming up, and you got to rest your best players the best you can, and JP too. I don't know who would. Maybe Uche could play in the fall as a striker. He did that at Getafe for a little bit.
Sure.
So But anyway, that's all I got, guys. There's plenty of people need to get on here. So take care. Up the Palace, and talk to y'all next week. All right.
Up the Palace.
See ya.
Thanks, Patrick. What do you think for Millwall, Patrick, that we're going to see Esse? And what, maybe I'll put it this way, maybe not just for Millwall. What does it take for Glasner to give some more minutes to Romain Esse? And when I say that, I'm mindful of the fact that both Pino and Uche, I think, impressed in different ways today.
Right.
And I don't know that they made it any easier for Romain Esse. So what do you think?
I think he has to get better on the training pitch, because clearly Gaza doesn't trust him enough to put him in matches that are close. So
yeah,
Millwall to me is a perfect. If it was away, I wouldn't start him away, but at home, I'd start him for sure. But we'll see. I would like to give Mateta a rest, but I don't think that Uche is ready to start as a striker, because he did play it at Getafe, but he's much better as a 10 or as a 6 in the middle, or even an 8. I definitely would like to see, since we're talking about it real quick, I'd like to see give Sosa a start at left wing back. Give Henderson a break.
Oh, give Henderson a break. Okay. Yep.
Yep. Give Henderson a break and get Benitez a start, because he needs to play. If he's not going to play now against Millwall, then what's the point of having him on? And I thought about Cardine, but I'm a little worried. See, I don't think it's changed. You can change both fullbacks, because I don't know if
yeah.
Because again, the thing is with him being the manager, he takes every game every competition very
seriously. Yeah,
he's not gonna make like 6 changes. He'll make 3 or 4. That's what I'm saying. Sosa's played before, Benitez hasn't played, but you got to give Henderson a break. I agree with Pat about giving Gahey a break, so maybe Convo can start or Lorma can start for him, and then from there, maybe you keep the starting 3, meaning Pino, Mateta, and Kamada. Give him some continuity, because again, you're right. We're going to have Nketiah, Wharton, and Sarr back sooner rather than later. So maybe give him another match to kind of gel, but we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, it'll be interesting.
It will be interesting. All right, let's bring on Dan. Dan, how you feeling? What's your take? Sunderland 0, Crystal Palace 0.
I don't really know. I'm grateful for the point. Obviously, points always useful. But it just seemed like today was just a bit all rushed. Nothing. We could have at times just slowed it right down, and made it easier for ourselves. It just all seemed rushed. Pino. I don't know. I like him, obviously, but there's no need to spray a dirty 50-yard pass. We all know he's got that in his locker, but just the short little passes. That was missing today, and a bit of hold up play maybe. All right, there was 2 players on him at a time, but at the end of the day, you got to use your brain a little bit more in football these days. It's like one chance. I think we got one chance in the first half with the Kamada ball. That come through with flow of just literally one touch football, bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
And then we got our chance. But I'm not going to go hard on the guy, because at the end of the day, it was a solid debut from him, and I feel there's a hell of a lot more to come out of him.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, this is looking at the table right now. Palace have 6 points, 8th place, 3 clean sheets in 4. I mean, is this the kind of form that takes us into European places, or are you expecting more here? Is this what do you expect once maybe you get Pino up to speed? We start to see more of Uche. Maybe we get some players back. We get Sarr back. We get Wharton back. What's the ceiling for this team? Oh, okay, here we go from Pat here.
I think ironically, when you go into our full strength 11, I seriously don't see a team scoring against us. If we go say 1-0 up, I can't see a team scoring against us. Dean Henderson's so solid in goal, and that back three is just unreal. It's just so good, so strong. I fear a little bit that that Munoz maybe and Tyreek Mitchell might get a bit tired, but you know, we need to. I don't know. We need to sort of like balance. We need to sort of like balance how Munoz goes and how Tyreek Mitchell goes, because like if touch wood we don't get any sort of like Munoz doesn't get an injury, you know. But if he gets an injury, then I kind of feel then that just throws the plan from moving up from 12th to possible European spots out the window.
Do you know what? You make a good point there. I was just thinking about the next two matches though. And I mentioned before about maybe giving Sosa a start, but now the more I think about it, because of the traveling he just did, I would actually rather, even though Cardines was traveling a lot too, because he played against Jamaica and I think it was Curacao for Trinidad. But I would actually, if I'm going to rest one of the wingbacks, I actually would rest Munoz and have Ty start and maybe start on Sosa against West Ham. He hasn't played the Premier League yet this season, so that might be a good idea. But you're right. Munoz needs a rest. You can't play him today, Tuesday, and then Saturday. You can't do that.
I know D hates Klein, yeah, and I'm going to say it.
He's not here.
I'm going to say it to wind him up. I'm a big Klein. I'm a big Klein fan. I'm a big Klein fan. Yeah, I watch Klein.
He's one of our own, Dan. He's one of our own.
That's it. I watched Klein's debut. And I watched him grow into a man. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I feel Klein for Munoz, maybe for Millwall.
You know what? Versus Millwall, that makes total sense. You're absolutely right. That's a great shout. You're right. Klein hasn't played all season either. You're right.
Sosa for Mitchell, and then Lerma or I'll give JD a go centre back for Guay. Let him rest. And then in the middle of the park, you know, you got Justin Devaney that can come in for Eva Hughes, and then you got to have Kamada. But I would start with Uche and Pino on the either roles of the 10s, the left and right.
That's a great point.
I rate Uche. I rate this Uche highly. I think he's going to be an.
You were impressed today. Yeah.
Oh, mate, he's going to be an absolute beast.
Yeah.
I just think that he won't make that many changes for Millwall. That's the only thing I'm saying. I just know that the way that the manager thinks, he'll make one or two. I can't see him making. That's like 6 changes. He just won't do that. He knows that Millwall's a big rival. Remember from last year with the whole thing with JP. He wants to get rest in the cup. I think certain people will get rested. I think like Munoz and possibly Gehi. But I'm telling you right now, after those two and maybe the keeper, I don't think he makes another change. I think the attacking three is probably the same attacking three, the same midfield too.
I watched a little bit of the Millwall Charlton game today, and Millwall.
I did too. Yeah,
I
watched it. Yeah,
Millwall.
They were lucky to get the point, Dan, weren't they?
Yeah,
they were.
I want to use special words, but I really can't.
No, don't do it. Not on it's a family show. It's a family show.
Yeah, it's a family show. Isn't it? You know, at the end of the day, I think the focus is now, you know, get 3 points hopefully against West Ham, and then go in the cup, and then whatever will be against Liverpool.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
It depends which Liverpool turn up.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, we just got to take the rough with the smooth. But at the end of the day, let's go, man! Up the palace.
But
I'll put this up. Mukhtar is right. If Glasgow he understands that too. He's playing the same. He's right. So he'll make changes. I think he's learned from the whole Sarr and Wharton injury. So
but and he said that too, didn't he, Patrick?
Yeah, he understands, and he's got options now. So that's not an excuse. So you're right. Maybe Mukhtar, you're right. Maybe he'll all make 6 changes. Let's see what happens. I'm looking forward to the game just to see who plays now. Honestly,
but in saying that, you're saying Glasner will get injuries in that, right? How many games did Munoz actually play last year?
A lot of games. I mean, he had. I think the only thing that kept him out. Am I right about this? Was it the red cards?
Yeah,
right.
The 2 Arsenal games. Yeah,
the suspensions. The suspension kept him out. But otherwise, I don't remember him being out for an extended injury. I remember him being out for a suspension.
Yeah.
He played last year 46 matches.
Jeez, I mean, the guy is unbelievable.
That's mad. Yeah,
he's a machine. He's an absolute machine. But no, we just got. I think we just got to look forward now to better times. You know, like That was a day's worth of training. That was a day's worth of training going into the Sunderland match.
Right.
You know, at the end of the day, we can expect mad things from this team. But anything, the ceiling is the viewpoint. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm not berating them today. I'm not battering them today. Obviously, we should have won, but at the end of the day, you know, their keeper was on some form of drug. I know
he was brilliant today. Man of the match.
He sure was.
100%. But yeah,
sure was. All right, Dan. Appreciate it, Dan.
Talking to you. Take care.
Yeah, thank you very much, man. Take care of yourself, guys.
Anytime.
All right.
Take care, buddy.
All right.
See ya.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
I'm just gonna put this up from Mason. Sunderland fan, more than happy with the point. You lot are a quality side. Good luck rest of the season. Good luck to you guys as well.
You. Yeah.
I mean, thanks for being here, Mason. I mean, I can't say enough about the job that Regis Lepre is doing with this team. I mean, he's I don't know if it's too early to say he's underrated, but he needs to be given some serious credit. You know, he's really put something special together.
His background in France, he doesn't have really a deep CV. I mean, he's what Lorient, I guess he came from, and that was it, right? It wasn't really like didn't have 4 or 5 jobs before to go from there to Sunderland and get them promoted. He's on I said that on the preview shows that I did. He's a brilliant manager who's done a really good job with again. We're talking about a whole new team. It reminds me of when Forest came up that year. He's got a whole new team, and he's already gotten 7 points from the first 4 games.
Well, and they play.
Good luck to Sunderland. Great job.
Yeah, good luck to them for sure. They play a relatively. I mean, they did what they needed to do today, but they also play. The mark of a good coach is when your team plays a more connected brand of football, and they know what they're doing. They know how they want to attack. They do. They're connected, and that's good coaching. That's what we see from Glasner. So,
100%.
All right, let's bring on Nosa. Nosa, how are you?
Hey, Nosa.
How are you?
How are you?
How you guys doing?
Good, man.
Good.
Yes.
Thoughts on the game?
How do you think of the game? What do you guys think of the game?
I mean, you know, it's a point. It's a good point. It still feels to me like 2 points dropped. I'm not going to lie about that. But hey, we're on 6 points, and I feel really good about. I think Patrick, you said it before. I feel really good about the recruits that we brought in. What I'm seeing gives me a lot of hope.
Yeah, I agree.
Real quick note. So for me, again, I think that it's always difficult when you have so many players away on international duty and they come back. You don't have time to train. I think the key to Glaston's system is having time with the players. I remember our last 2 seasons, the reason we did so well, we had those long breaks to Marbella that really helped us, get the team bonded together. And I just think that time is needed. But I think considering we had to, Pino's first start today, Kamada had to play out, to me, out of position really as a wide, and then having Lerma and Hughes in the middle. I thought the back 5 were great. I thought Mitchell played really well going forward, had a great cross for that, great cross. Munoz played really well getting up and down the right side. It was to be expected. Again, they're a tough team. They came to that point. They wanted to get it. I think
absolutely
once they can get the front 3 to gel, because the back 5 has been brilliant and the midfield helping out there, I think we'll be just fine. So yeah, I'm not happy, but I'm not unhappy with the point, as it were.
Yeah, sure. I agree. I would say that you can see a couple players that were, I wouldn't say off it, but the likes of Mateta, you can tell he's still a bit unfit. Like Mukiele, the Mukiele, the centre back, the French one. He gave him a tough time. I think he's a very good centre back. He came from PSG. He's traditionally like a right back, so I was quite impressed with how he handled Mateta. And overall, I don't think we had a bad game. But last season when those games when Eze just got injured and we're trying to readjust the whole team to play.
Yes.
Yeah, that feels like. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so frustrating to watch. It was like the Ipswich game last year, but when was it Sarr scored it?
Yes, Sarr scores it late, and then we get the 1-0. Yep.
We've got 1 or 2 clear-cut chances, but like I think Nketiah had a clear-cut chances. Like today, Pino had a clear-cut chance, but I'm not too critical of him. He's young. You can see there's a little bit of rawness in his game, but I think it will just come with time. Like when Sarr came in last year, it took him like a month or 2 to get in his stride. So I don't want fans to just be too frustrated over that result. He's young, he can be a bit rash, and when Glasgow described players, he always used minutes. So like he doesn't have like that many experience compared to like a Sarr or Eze when they came in, because Sarr and Eze, they're around the same age, they're around 26, 27. So
yeah,
Pino's 21, 22. I don't know.
22. He and Uche are both 22.
Yeah, and to be fair, Uche looks much more composed than him when he came on, but sometimes you can make a much more of an impact coming off the bench. Likewise with Pino against Villa, right? When he came off the bench, the impact was imminent as compared to when you start. But it just depends. I think it just takes a bit of time to get in your stride, and that's just the nature of football. But the only thing I was a bit disappointed was that I think Glasgow could have made subs a bit earlier. I don't know what you guys think.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I think I might wanted to now that I've seen him, see Uche a little bit earlier, but I don't know. I don't want to be too harsh on him, because I think that Glasner is managing these games really well.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe Patrick, where are you on this?
As I mentioned before, I wanted to see Kamada and Pino switch at halftime. I wanted to see Pino on the other side. I thought he was good on. I think he likes to cut in from the left with his right foot. But once he did make that change and put Kamada in the middle, I was very happy with that change. I just wanted to get Kamada on the ball more. And I actually noticed in the beginning of that second half started, he actually was dropping in to play a lot more towards the midfield than he was playing out wide as a 10. He was dropping in a lot more and trying to help out. But once he was in the middle, Kamada's fine. Uche, again, he just came back from Nigeria first match. I have him expecting to play more than that was a bit of a lot, but I'm not really sure. Again, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see when we get our full complement of players, when we get Nketiah back, Wharton, Sarr, and then you have, an Uche and a Lerma and an Esse and a Convo. And
how does he bring in players to change the game, right?
How does he change the game that way?
Out of all the 10s or the wingers, however you want to put them, I would say Sarr is probably the only one that cemented his spot, because he's the one that.
Point.
So it'll just be like, I think
it'll be competitive. Yeah,
exactly. It'll be competitive. Glasner has to be creative based on who he play. For instance, I think Pino done right. I feel like he just wanted to impress his teammates.
That's right. Yep. That's what Patrick said before. I agree with that. Lots of adrenaline flowing through the veins. You want to make this is your home debut. You're a big signing. You want it to be an incredible game for you. I have a question for both of you, because I wonder if this is true. Uche, when he came on, I thought he was very impressive when he came on, but not just because of his physicality. I wonder if it makes a difference if you come in and your game is to play simple football. I think that Uche plays pretty simple football. Get into a space, run into a space, use your body, get the ball into a teammate as fast as you can. Real simple, not real complicated, not a lot of flicks and tricks. Just, kind of bull in a china shop type of football. But you know what? Maybe that is the way you get into a game. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I think what surprised me, I never knew how technically secure he was. I thought he was like a powerhouse type player. I watched him for Nigeria a little bit during the week, but he only got like 15, 20 minutes, and he didn't really get a lot of the ball. But even the highlights, it doesn't showcase that he was quite technically secure. So the simple stuff, it looks more effective in my opinion. So like him just doing 1-2s, he's getting in between the lines and just asking for the ball, like, because he was coming inside, right? And he was like trying to receive it on the half turn, but he was drawing in a lot of players, because once he put in that first cross, after the second cross, 2 men were on him. So you could see that him like manipulating the game just by playing simple was very effective. So I think he probably is instructed to do that, because he doesn't necessarily have like a niche skill or anything like that. He's not blessed with like amazing pace, but he's very athletic. So I think just if you combine the two, it'll just showcase a lot of brilliance over the season.
But also, I want to go back to your point before. So you make a very good point. I remember last year when Sarr first came, people were criticizing him and said, well, we all had the same comment, right? He's not going to be able to replace Olise. And he did. At the end of the season, no one thought about Olise. I think Pino's the same thing. I think even I'm thinking about it now. I'm thinking about, gee, if we had Eze today, what we would have done. And I have to get out of that mindset, because unfortunately I watched that stupid Arsenal game before when he had the assist for the Gyökeres goal. That kind of ticked me off. But anyway, I won't go there. But no, I think Pino's going to take time. But I think by the end of the season, I think people are going to be the same thing. You know, we're not going to be thinking about Eze as much, because again, I think Pino has all the attributes to be the type of player that we need. But again, he doesn't really have the minutes. As far as, you know, even in the league, he did play, obviously, but, you know, and again, the Premier League to me, and he's got someone put in the chat, he's got a little edge to him, which I really like, but the Premier League is a lot more physical. And I think he has to get used to that, because, you know, go ahead, Nosa.
A bit petulant. I've noticed.
Exactly. Like that foul that he made. Remember the foul? He made that foul. You know, you pushed the guy in his back after. You know, you can't really do that in the Premier League.
The row keeper, was it Rowe? Is he the
Rowe,
yes.
Yeah, he's good, but there was one time I think the ball went in there for whatever reason, and then Pino collided with him, but it wasn't anything. And then he just went up to him like, we don't see that at Palace, because all of them are in there, all humble, you know, like so none of that. Like a couple of them, I know Sar's Muslim and Decore is Muslim, but all of them are just like they're on their God journey. So we don't see any of this arrogance, but it's something different. I don't think there's anything bad. It just shouldn't get too carried away. That's it, because you can get a red card like that easily, and it gives me a little Bruno Fernandes. You know, Bruno Fernandes. I just
he's not there yet, but I know what you're saying. I know.
I can see the similarity, the early similarity. So hopefully he doesn't crash later. Once he gets a little embedded in, he starts scoring goals. The confidence is going to build up.
What do you think? So what's the upside? I asked Dan this. What you think? How far can this team go? You know, after Pino settles in, Uche settles in, Glasner has his time on the training pitch with all of the new players. How far does this team go for you? Where do you see us?
So I think the injuries that we have aren't that bad in the grand scheme of things. I would just say the only one I'm not too sure about, I don't think there's any news been on it, is Sar. Their speculation, it might be a couple months, right?
I don't think so. I think he's supposed to be back by Liverpool. Say more, Patrick.
Yeah, he said a few weeks during the press conference. He mentioned both Wharton and Sarr. He said that Wharton could have played versus West Ham, but he probably hold him out for that. He said that Sarr and Wharton would definitely be back by Liverpool, which is what 2 weeks away. So
yes, 1 week after West Ham, so like 2 weeks.
And he praised the medical staff, so I don't think either one of them are going to are as bad, even close as bad as people thought they were.
He said Nketiah as well, by the way.
I know
Nketiah was in the videos. I saw him training as regular, so he's just him is just fitness right now, so which is great. So
right.
Yeah. Going back to your question, I think we can challenge top 10. I think like top 10. I don't think is going to be a struggle. In my opinion, though, that from just seeing what Glasner has done last season. However, the balance of, I know Glasner, like when he has from what I've seen of him, when he has his players that he favors, he doesn't tend to rotate in like as frequent as you would expect him to. So like Nunes, I think I said he played 40-something games last season, and that's
46. Yeah, man,
a lot of games. Yeah,
Mitchell. You can tell sometimes he was blowing last season. Like there was quite a lot of times he was blowing. Of course, we got Sosa, but it's a new experience for the whole like squad, the backroom staff, everything. Because playing an additional 6 games plus, we might hopefully we'll get onto the knockout phase, and that's another home and away matches at opponent's stadium and our stadium, and it just brings additional games. So I don't know how we're going to cope throughout like the long term of the season, but I think we can challenge for top 10. I think that's very realistic. Top 8 and top 8, 7. I think if we managed like the players well and Glasner rotates well, I think we can challenge for like top 7, top 8. I don't think it's too far fetched, because I've seen other teams and I don't think we're far off them. Like teams that are competing at our level.
Yeah, I say 7th. I'm still saying 7th, but I think Animal's right here. As the season plays through and the games come thick and fast, we're going to start feeling it, and that is true. This is something that the manager has been talking about. Right. You know, like we've got to be able to manage injuries. We got to get players back. We got to manage fitness. I mean, the difference is, you make a really great point, you know, Nosa, about, you know, like number of games and how many games, for example, Munoz has played. The difference is that Glasner, I mean, I hope we're going to continue to see this, but he's been much more open to bringing people off at 60 minutes, try getting some people on. And I think once we start to trust these new players more, you're probably going to see like JP coming off on like 70 minutes, right? You know, because I mean, again, we were talking before, Patrick, about how much JP gives.
Yeah.
I mean, has he gotten a break since the beginning of the season? Has he not played 90, or has he played 90 every time? He just doesn't have any backup right now.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. He looks like he's blowing every like most matches. It looks like he's blowing because the way Mukiele was handling him was, I was like, he doesn't usually get handled like this. Like, and it was a bit of a shock, to be honest with you. But I'm not too worried over it. I just think that the midweek game, and given the fact that he doesn't get called up for France, I would have expected him to get in his stride by now. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came off against Villa, 85th minute, but you're right. Besides that, he came off against Forest also 88th minute. But you're right. I think having Kedja back is going to be massive, not only for rotation possibilities, but also you're right. He needs to get a break. And I think that you guys make great points about Glasner not rotating, but with the squad that he has, if he trusts everyone, and apparently he does trust, let's just go through it. Uche, Deveni, Convo, Nketiah, Lerma will probably a bench player at that point. You know what I mean? Sosa. If you trust those players, then you've got 6 subs you can bring on at any point during the match, and you can do, because of the windows, you can bring in 2, 2, and 2, and then you can get Mitchell a rest, you can get Munoz a rest. Like right. And if you guys saw here, he had great comments to make yesterday about, which I love, about Cardines, about about how he's playing for Trinidad and he loves the way he's training. The kid's been doing a great job. I watch him a lot over that international break. The kid's got talent. And
he has a lot of talent.
He used to play on left and the right for the 21s and the 18s, so he can play on both sides. So that's another thing you're adding. He is young, but he's got a lot of international experience already, more than actually first team experience. And I think that because he's been fitter than Kapora, you can forget about Kapora getting a chance anytime soon because he's never fit. And they always talk about availability is the best ability. And he's unfortunately he's young, but he's going through these growing things. He gets a lot of injuries, whereas Cardines only got injured, I think, once. I remember when he was in the 18s. He's been very fit. So going back to my original point, I think having the fit players and having them back is going to give the manager a good problem, but one that he has to manage properly, because you guys are right. You can't have guys like Mitchell blowing at the end of a game, or Mateta have been subbed off and get that rest and get that recovery going. So yeah.
Before you go, Nosa, because we did this earlier with Dan. Who do you put in? How do you rotate for Millwall on Tuesday?
I don't know if it's too early for Convoy, but in as much as Millwall there in the Championship, I think it's a big test going into Millwall, the atmosphere, and obviously a lot of like foreign players don't really know the derby of Crystal Palace and Millwall, especially what happened last year with Mateta. So
yeah,
you think that's a big game? I think that's a big game for Convoy. I think that's quite a big game. He's 19, right? Yep. So running on the deep end, substituting him for the likes of Gehi, because Gehi needs a rest. International football back to back. It's much. It might be a risk, but I really like Lerma when he plays centre back. I like Lerma when he plays centre back because sometimes he's a bit wasteful in the midfield. So we'll see. But I think you definitely need to give Sosa minutes. You need to give Benitez. Is it Benitez? Is that his name?
Yep, Benitez. Yep.
Benitez some minutes. But like Dan said, he's not going to make that wholesale of changes. Probably 4 or 5 at the most, at the very most. But what do you guys think of the Raksakia and Esse situation? Because very similar profile play. And
we need to talk about the Raksaki situation. I want you to weigh in on this first, because I haven't heard the Turkish team he went to. I don't even know this team. So Nosa, tell me what I don't know. So
Raksakia, one of my friends is really good family friends with him, and he hasn't told me anything personally about him, but the situation is basically he feels like he should be playing at Palace. He should be playing at Palace because he feels like he's more talented than some players on the team. He feels like he's more talented. And I personally think he is. That's just my opinion. And I don't know what the board are seeing. I don't know what Glasner sees that he can't integrate Raksakia in the team, because I think think he's really good. You know, a couple seasons ago when Roy Hodgson played him like back-to-back games, he was starting.
Yeah.
He got injury, I think. And then it just went left from there completely. So I'm a bit disappointed the way they've handled his career, because it's not like he's young. He's like a little kid. He's not like 17, 18. He's 22 or 23, right?
Yeah,
It's that,
23 coming up. Yeah,
that's
23
quite
soon. Yeah.
you're some mature age in terms of footballing years. So
Yeah.
it's a bit disappointing, honestly, because I really rated him when he was coming through the ranks when that
Sure.
when Abue came through, and like Elise was injured, so he had to step up, and Eze was injured as well. So I don't know how they're gonna maneuver him out of the team, because they rejected bids for like 10 million for him, which is like, if you're gonna no one even knows these teams. It's not like Galatasaray or Fenerbahce or
Right.
Trabzonspor. It's a team that is probably on the brink of relegation. It's embarrassing, I'll be honest with you, but
Yeah.
I don't know more than that. I just think it's shocking.
Patrick,
So for me,
what is
yeah.
it?
I'm disappointed in how we've dealt with him, honestly. I remember last summer, I went to the training in Maryland, and as I'm watching the training, the one person I noticed wasn't there was Vaxaki. That was when we were trying to get him the Leeds move, and then he ended up flying over and coming over for the Wolves or the West Ham. One of the games he came over.
One of the games,
must have been the West Ham game, because I was at the Wolves game. That was the one in Maryland
for the mighty stateside cup.
Exactly, and then he played in one of the behind the scenes games. Like Nosa, we've handled it really poorly. My only thought is this: is the thing with Glasner. If you don't fit his system, you don't play. I mean, let's just facts. And I'm not sure he's more of a winger than he is a 10. By the way, same problem SA has, by the way. He's more of a winger than a 10. And we play with 10s. The thing is, though, Saul's more of a winger than a 10, and he's fit in. So if it's not...
And Ebbs made it work, too.
Yeah, Ebbs is more of a 10, though, than a winger.
That player,
you know, honestly. But the thing is, clearly there's something going on in the background with him and the manager, because it can't be just a talent thing, because he's going to be 23 years old. He should have been loaned out, but I also heard he turned down a loan to Coventry because he wanted to go to Rangers or Celtic, and then at the last minute they both bailed on that loan, which is why he ended up going to Turkey at the last minute, because he was one of the players that Glasner said, was him and Edouard that said, you can go because there's no room for you. So whether they fell out personally or the way that they play, I don't know. Is it the style that he plays? He doesn't track back enough. I don't know what it is. I feel really bad for the kid, because I also like him from a talent level. I watched him a lot of Sheffield United last year. I thought that manager Wilder was horrible for him, because that system was terrible. He subbed him off every game at the 60th minute mark. It was weird. It was weird last year. Right? Say again?
Charlton as well.
I thought he was funny, but last year I thought Sheffield United. I thought Wilder was just. It was the weirdest thing. Every game he played, he took him off the 60 minute. Every game. Go look at the stats. It was the same time every minute. It was weird. So I didn't like that. I would rather have gone the Leeds last year, because I thought Leeds are more of attacking. I like Farker. But anyway, it is what it is. I just think that he'll never play for Palace again. I think he'll come back. He's got a year left in the contract. We'll probably try to sell him. I hope he has a good career somewhere. It'll probably be championship level. I don't think he's a Premier League level player yet, but it's a real shame, because you're right. He's wasted the last 2 years of his career. He just wasted it. Not the Charlton year, but last year was a waste to me at Sheffield United. And then this year, going to Turkey, that team finished 8th last year. I looked at the table. I think they're like near the bottom this season. He doesn't speak Turkish. I don't understand it. That's like the weird. I mean, and listen, I like Mark Bright as a person. He's one of the worst loan managers ever. Our loans this year, I'm sorry, they've not been good. They've not been good. You sent one player to the same team. You sent one of our best youth player to second division in Germany. I mean, the best loan is probably Ozo at Derby. Now, today he didn't even play today, because they're struggling. So they need to win. So he's not playing. I mean, I don't get these. I'll say Goodman's a good loan, because Goodman's actually playing and doing really well. But most of the loans we have are just sent them out. Just send them out. Just like Imre, Blackpool started to play again. He played again today. But I don't know, man. We need someone in there that understands the job, which is to get them high level loans where they're going to get minutes and develop. I don't care if the team wins, but that player has to go there and play, because loans are all about minutes. Everyone knows that. It's not about how the team does it. You got to go there, play and develop, and then you move on to hopefully another level. You come back to your parent club and you play. But our loans, I mean, Ozo's not going to play for us next year. This year. How's he going to play for Palace next year?
I don't know. I mean,
it's weird.
Well, I've said this before, and I believe this. It's too bad, because Bright's a legend of the club, but we have a Category 1 academy and a Category 2 loan system. It's nowhere near good enough. But I mean, I'll just quickly on Jez here, and Dosa, you tell me if you think this is wrong. I the way I look at it, the only thing I can see is that offensively, I do think Jess has a real argument. I've seen him improve his game where he's finishing with his right foot. Last 2 seasons, he worked on it really hard, and he was starting to finish chances with his right foot. He's natural left footer, and he was getting more 2-footed with his finishes, which is great. So the only thing I can think of, and this was especially true when I watched him at Sheffield United, he doesn't track back enough. He just doesn't track back enough for Glasner. He doesn't put in a defensive shift. He doesn't have he doesn't have the physicality to come in and, you know, sort of lead a press from the front. He just can't do that. And that's not going to work for Glasner. That's the only thing I can think of.
Right. I think Essay's the same way, brother. I think Essay had the same issue. I think he's also
That is
technically very good, but can't press properly, can't defend properly.
Right.
A little bit wasteful with the ball sometimes with some of his flicks, whatever. But that kid, this is a massive year for that guy. I know he's only 19, whatever, but if he doesn't play this season, oh boy, between him and França, we have to look at our recruitment because that's not good. We can't afford to spend that money on those 2 players, and both of them. One of them has to have success. I don't care if França is not a success, but if Essay and França are both flops, we're in big trouble.
Yeah. Hopefully, Essay will get off the mark here.
I really want Essay to have a good season this year because we have.
You think he gets minutes against Millwall? He's got to, right? If just for the trolling.
I don't know. I just don't think Glasgow rates him at all anymore, man. Like I just think he's just like I don't even know how Glasgow looks at him. He's just there. He's just a train player at this point. It's Remy Matthews vibes. I don't know. I really like to say, but like you said, it could be the aspect of him tracking back, the physicality, and just him leading the press because Glasnow's not necessarily. He used to be like a director for a team, right? So he probably sees it bigger than the scope of just football, if that makes sense. So, yeah.
Hey, Spurs are winning 1-0. This scored against West Ham. I just
Did they just score?
Yeah, Saul just scored.
Okay.
I missed it. Oh well. Anyway.
40 minutes.
Anyway.
Nosa, thanks, man.
Nosa, thanks as always for checking in. We appreciate you.
Yeah, appreciate
Great
it.
seeing you.
Likewise.
Right. Take care, Nosa. Bye-bye.
Up to Palace. All right. Patrick, final thoughts here. 0-0, 6 points, 8th place. I mean,
take all that. Looking
forward
to Tuesday. I'm looking forward to Tuesday. I'm really looking forward to one. Obviously, Millwall, the rivalry is great. League Cup, a little bit of a run. I don't need to win the League Cup, but a run would be nice. But I am looking forward to the changes and who plays because we've got some players on the bench.
Yeah.
Sosa, Benitez, Uche, Convo, hungry to play. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the manager does with those. Because again, I don't want to lose to Millwall, but I'm looking forward to seeing, what the rotation is going to be. Is that going to be on TV over here? Did you check the Paramount? Is it on Paramount Plus?
I believe it's going to be on Paramount Plus, but I have some meetings, so I won't be able to see it live. So I'm hoping they have the replay. But yeah, I'm with you on this, Patrick. I think the most instructive thing we get out of the Millwall game is how the manager thinks about players.
Oh, an Essay. I forgot about Essay, of course. Essay has to play for me. So.
How does the manager see players who can come in and give him something that we may also see in the Conference League? And last thing on the Sunderland game, we do have to have more of these types of games because we're going to face this in the Conference League. We got to learn to beat a low block. We got to learn to beat, really physical teams. And you know what? More of these tests, I think we're going to learn and we're going to get better. And I trust the manager to figure a way because he always has.
Good news. I just double checked. It is on Paramount Plus.
There you go.
So,
okay, great.
All the Americans watching the game will be Paramount Plus on Tuesday. So that's great. I can watch it live. Great.
There you go. Perfect. All right. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Palace 0, Sunderland 0, 8th place in the division. I mean, it's up from here. More Pino, more Uche, more wins, and then a big battering of Millwall, we hope. All right, Patrick, up the Palace.
Up the Palace. Thanks again, Tim. Take care, everybody.
All right. We'll see you, everyone.